Welcome back to another week of Gloves Off. I'm your host, Chris ZX. Coming off of like a little week break here. The first week we didn't have a podcast in probably about 4 months of consistent podcasts. How did you feel after that, Koopa?
But considering I was jet lagged out of my mind, I welcomed it. But
It was kind of nice. We got Zone back on today. It's always a treat.
Hey,
Yeah, man. So we do have as Koopa mentioned before we went live, a smorgasbord of topics today. And I kind of have like the cornerstone as like content in general, just because after the week, I had quite a bit of time of thinking and kind of was like, you know what? I've put a lot of time into like Smash content and the things I'm doing, but I feel like there's like a certain spice missing, and I can't quite figure it out. But the one thing I've noticed, one thing in every thought process that I have, is like how much like my content just blends in. And when I say content, I mean tournament VODs, these podcasts, pretty much anything that's coming out on Master Hand Gaming channels. Like it kind of just blends in, you know? And it's like, it's not anyone's fault. It's just like Smash content in general is a little non-unique. And I don't mean that in a bad way, and I don't mean that in like a negative way. But like, despite how you take it, it's just the facts, right? So like, even immediately jumping into like, and this came up a few weeks ago, and we kind of mentioned it. I think we had Devin at the time who has VODs on VG Bootcamp, but even VG Bootcamp, getting away with, not, I don't even want to say getting away. I'm just, you know what? Screw it. I'm not gonna censor this. But basically, like, they take VODs, and if you're just average viewer looking for Smash content, you see VODs on their channel, you wouldn't know the difference of it being another like channel's content on VG Bootcamp or just there. It's like it just literally looks like a tournament replay, and it kind of got me like thinking a certain way. Like, how do you overcome that? Like, it's like it almost comes off like as someone putting out the content. It's almost like I get a little bored just because of that, because I could have really amazing tournament replays, really like high production value, fantastic players, good commentators, but like it kind of doesn't matter, you know?
I mean, yeah, because certain people have legacy, like, and like that's the unfortunate part of it. Like you said, it might, it's just kind of how it goes. Like I'm sure Devin is feeling like kind of relieved because his purpose probably isn't so much getting his videos watched, but getting his players watched. So
right.
he doesn't really see it as a negative, which is why he's allowing it to go down. But in terms of like wanting to get like VODs watched and whatnot, if you have someone in your region that is kind of like pulling the strings, then it's a tough mountain to climb. Like,
And like it is what it is. Like, I'm not necessarily even upset about the fact. Like, you think about VODs, and like it sort of just is what it is. It's like any other sport broadcast. You have a recording of it. It's kind of like a one-on, one-off. Some people who are really interested in the gameplay will watch it. Other people are going to learn from it. You have the players themselves. It's part of like what they get in return from going to an event and supporting something that has like a good stream or any kind of stream at all, really. And I think that part's really nice. And I think like when I first started off, that was kind of enough. But now that I've sort of gotten to a point as like a Smash content provider, I'm like, I kind of like just more to it. And that's for a lot of reasons, because there's like, I agree with wanting to get your players watched and sort of that. But even like when you're in a region like ours where it's like not that, like, it's a big in terms of like the amount of players playing, but not big like geographically, even those get to be non-unique, because like you could watch like James versus Gons like on pretty much any channel in the tri-state area almost. Like it wouldn't even be
Right.
surprised. Like I can't even use Xeno as an example because I don't really go that often, but like it wouldn't be that surprising to see that one day. And it just makes me wonder, like, okay, I'm kind of comfortable in the VODs. Most of us putting out VODs and tournament content are probably pretty comfortable, but like I would say that's kind of the first step towards deteriorating. So I kind of took this past week and really thought, like, okay, so like, what do you do to keep things moving forward and essentially more exciting? And that's sort of like where I'm at now, and quite honestly and personally, like a little more like fulfilling on my part, like, because it's just like now it just sort of feels routine, which is good because it grows over time, but otherwise it's a little bit sleeper, you know, like it's is what it is.
Right.
So yeah, that's where my week off led me. So I'm kind of back and thinking of all kinds of ways to like, all right, like do you differentiate in terms of like what you cover content or like what you produce? Like is it a matter of just like I always was under like the thing of wanting to make more of an emphasis on the players per region versus just like kind of riding the wave of like the successful players, which is like the most common thing, but I don't know, there isn't really like a central way to like do that. There isn't enough synergy within scenes and streams to really make that interesting for everyone.
Yeah, like I think in regards to tournament VODs themselves, there's only so much you can do to like differentiate that because like I know if I sign on like a certain day to my YouTube channel, like I'm just the first like 20 or 30 videos I'm going to see are all going to be tournament VODs, which is fine because like I've used this comparison in the past where like I consume like the same type of media from like multiple like sources because like I listen to like 4 or 5 different sports like podcasts, like all of varying, like they all basically talk about the same shit, but like it's in like it's presented a different way, which is why it's interesting to me. So like I think if I'd say this is a suggestion for us or for like if other people are kind of feeling the same way as you are, where things kind of feel like kind of samey. Um, Try to like find a different outlet to kind of like express that creative being in you, I guess, because like we kind of felt that way for a while too, but like then we started uh doing the podcast for the last 4 months, and it's kind of threw like a different flavor in the thing. It's like putting hot sauce on a cheesesteak after you've been eating it for like 2 hours.
So
Like,
I think that's like a really good explanation, and I think that's sort of what I'm getting at. I think it's about that time, right? Like it's about that time to like sort of like add a little more to it or spice it up. And I guess this is more of like a call out to myself and sort of just the way things are in general, because it is very easy to get comfortable in all of this, which admittedly, like outside of just setting up the tournaments for Ultimate, which was like a lot of work, I think like it's like I'm having like this weird post feeling of like, all right, I just had a month straight of setting up like 4 brand new tournaments and making it look all nice and pretty and blah 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 blah, and it's like the views reflect some of the work, but not really to any real extent, right? So it's like I have
right.
this VOD on the screen right now. It's Leon versus Jackal, which is quite honestly like it's like pretty hype in terms of like this local narrative. This local narrative being in like New Jersey Smash, like it's pretty cool because you have like Leon, who's like a late bloomer in Smash 4, and like now is probably top 5 easy in New Jersey, coming out with all kinds of wins. And then you have like Jackal, who is notoriously just been an amazing player throughout Smash 4 and peaked right at the like basically at the last minute when it really mattered, like basically beating MKLeo and getting all these PGR wins. And then it's like you just look at the 11 views, and then like and then you scroll down in the comments and you just see how come this only has 10 views. Good video. Like it literally doesn't matter if it's a good video or not, right? So
Right.
that's sort of like where I'm at with it. So it's like until like everyone really were to care about the regions individually and it were to really tie into something bigger where there's a reason to like get to know players per region, it's just sort of like it just kind of like doing a thing.
So why don't you? So I've been thinking about this for like a couple of minutes. Something that I remember that Law did really well for advertising The Legend of Glintendo was he interviewed a lot of the people that were kind of like I guess points of interest was a good way to put it. Like he interviewed like Pazda and Mr. M and Glintendo and people that had like not beef, but like there were storylines to be fleshed out. And he
Hmm.
did that before the event. And it just, at least for me personally, it added a lot more flavor to the event itself because all these storylines were going into one event where we all know how that went down. Like
Yeah.
it was definitely a legend.
Yeah.
And
And
I feel like something like that is something that could sort of be explored as something that like I don't see that as something that any like major tournament streaming organization really does is like dive into their scene and sort of flesh out the storylines. I definitely don't see that happening, and that's definitely a venue that one can take if they want to sort of reach not reach new heights, but just explore a different venue.
So
Yeah.
I've been sort of on that, which is kind of why I started the whole seasons thing. Because like right now, like it doesn't seem like much. I'm kind of excited just for this first PR season to end, so it kind of looks like something. Because as you mentioned, because right now it just looks like season 1 episode, blah 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 blah. But like once it's all done, it's put together. Like it's a lot easier to basically put together clips of like interviews and just things that happen in tournaments. And I would say the biggest barrier to entry for me on that is making that enticing for someone to do without like a big payout. Because like while I'm passionate enough to like do streams for very little money, like the money that I make from that, like it's still hard to like hire video editing, which kind of leads me to like the next thing where it's like, okay, well then maybe the traditional venues that like we're kind of brought up to think are good for like a tournament stream aren't necessarily that good, like the Twitch and like YouTube venues. Although I'm a big believer in YouTube, even though it's kind of been like nerfed since like the past decade. And
Yeah.
I think Twitch is amazing too, but I think for like tournament replays or I'm sorry, just tournament channels, like it's not catered to it at all. Like it's really not catered to it because most of Twitch is based off of personal stuff, chat interaction, and then like you're making the bulk of your income on donations, subscriptions. So you'll get some of your believers that subscribe, but it's really hard to like communicate with them like during a tournament. Like and that kind of bothers me. Like I personally would like to connect more with the people watching, and there's this big thing for me where it's just like what makes someone watch something? Like what makes someone sit there for several hours and just watch, whether it be you personally or like a tournament stream. Like I think that whole psychology of why is like really important to all of this, and that's like kind of like what I want to interact with more.
Well, in regards to that, I think a big like driving force for that is like what we've been alluding to is storylines. Because like because since we didn't have an episode last week, we didn't really get to talk about Genesis. And while I was there was people on site doing like interviews with players. Like this is really the first time I've seen it where like the tournament made a conscious effort to kind of like push the storylines of Smash. Because like me personally, whenever I go somewhere, I know I'm commentating at a point where like the bracket's gonna matter, like and like stuff like that's gonna matter. Is I always try to like talk to the scene and see like get the storylines or like what's the big thing that's like driving these people, because it really showcased a lot of the personality of the top players at Genesis when they did the pre-top 8 interviews. Like you obviously didn't need like an interview to tell you that Esam like felt very confidently going up against a space animal, but like not many people like would have known that Zachary was this very like modest, like quiet, meek mannered kid that like was very humble and stuff like that. Like
I think you could tell from watching him, actually.
Yeah, I mean, obviously to like anyone that doesn't know, but like to the common folk, like for someone that's tuning into their first tournament stream, they're not going to know that like right away. He's just, I mean, first of all, he's adorable. By the way, my God, that kid is he's disgusting, and like the future is spooky. But yeah, it's like stuff like that. I feel like something that's always been a big problem for like Smash, and obviously something that's still like very like on the surface in regards to content, is like marketing the players better. And it's appropriate to talk about that because obviously it's the Ultimate Summit coming up. The big like half of the selling appeal to Summit is like watching your favorite top players be bad at Mafia, which I can play. Yeah, so like I feel like the personalities are something that like definitely needs to be showcased more, because a lot of these guys have a lot of personality. They feel a certain way about things, and like it's not always, in my opinion, like conveyed the best way.
And I agree with that. It's like one of the reasons why other esports are so much more popular and viewed is because people kind of have like teams or people that they kind of just always rally behind or always want to cheer for or always want to watch, and that storyline building builds hype. It's something that exists really, really well in the Melee community, but not so much in like the Smash 4 /
But like, so it exists in Melee, and by the way, I couldn't agree more. I mean, I've been driving towards storylines for a while. It's a little bit of like getting them actually done is a whole nother thing. But as far as
Yeah.
Melee storylines go, it's like it's sort of been the same story since it started, though. Which
It has, but people still watch
oh,
it.
right, you're very right in that. So it just I don't know. I still feel like
I mean, yes, it could be stale if that's what you're alluding to, but it's there.
it's there
And
for sure.
People still
Right.
watch it. So it's like one of those, if it's not broken, don't fix it.
So that's actually a good segue, right? So we have Smash Ultimate Summit coming up, and there's quite a bit of voting. And within the voting, you're seeing a mix of players. You're seeing Smash 4 guys who've been successful. You're seeing Melee guys that are very well known for a long time. And then you're seeing the people who have had some success in early Ultimate, right? And either one of you can shout out the answer because you both have it. Who are the most popular players being voted for?
Well, the top 3 right now, because if this is your first time voting for Summit, which I wouldn't be surprised because I can't really speak for how many people like keep updated with the Melee Summit stuff. But basically, the first phase of voting was officially done. So now there's a field of 20 players currently, which I think it ends at it's like 5 players get voted in at the end or something like that.
I think
says
the
it
bo-
ends
the-
in 18 hours.
yeah, the bottom 5
The bottom
are,
five
are
get
eliminated.
kicked out.
Yep.
Right, so I think they just eliminate them in like waves of 5 until like there's only like a handful of people left. So currently the top 3 are Gluttony or Gluttony, depending on how you pronounce it, because I don't even think people fucking know anymore.
I don't even think Gluttony knows because I feel like he said it's like I think it's like Glutoni too, isn't it? Like I've heard that.
It's gluttony. He misspelled gluttony. He's admitted to saying I misspelled gluttony from Full Metal Alchemist, I believe.
That's a
And
great.
everyone is like, it's gluttony. Look at how it's spelled. The guy's just like, yo, I misspelled gluttony. Shut up.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah. So the top 3 vote getters right now are Gluttony, Mango, and Plup, with some other fan favorites like Tweek and Esam, kind of in a mix right now. Currently, like the players that are like the player on the bubble right now is Bushi, who's from Illinois. I think he's a Snake main.
He is.
Yeah, but there's a significant gap between him and Zach for the time being. So, but yeah, so Summit's interesting, like, because obviously this is like the first. I don't know if you guys like count the VGBC boot camp as like a Summit type invitational, but this is like the first like BTS like Summit.
Well, I mean that basically took the same structure, didn't it? I mean the whole VG boot camp, whatever it was. I can't remember the name of it anymore.
Yeah, but BTS is like purely Summit. It's like,
Oh yeah, well they made it so.
All right,
yeah,
hold that
this
thought,
is-
guys.
this
I
is their
think
thing.
Hungry's trying to like get into the call.
Okay, hold up. I have to.
You have to
I think
add
I have to do a thing. But anyways, so what I was saying before is you'll see basically Mango and Plup sitting at second and third in most votes, but both of these guys, they're Melee players, but they haven't really done much in Ultimate. I think they're basically only eligible because they were previously in the Summit, right? Isn't that one of the rules?
Plup placed. He got like top 48 at Genesis.
Okay, so then because I think you have to get top 128 at least there, or like
Okay, then Mango
So-
probably did too, at like top 128 or something. Because I know Plup got top like 48. Like he lost like round 1 of final bracket to Zenyu actually. Like he did well. So
All right, so that's cool. But regardless, sort of like he would just sort of be like whatever player who did well, but like obviously
Yeah.
he has like a massive resume with Melee, which is pretty important.
he also has that storyline personality that people want to see. So that's why he's up there. Because like I'm gonna throw a wild curveball and guess that not all 3,400 people voting for Plup are just Melee fanboys. Like,
Probably not. And Plup does have a stream presence as well. Like he has a pretty good
Yes.
stream, which is very helpful. It's also Mango. Like he's
Exactly.
another streamer, so that makes sense. The one that I find very interesting is Izaw.
Yeah.
I find it interesting, but not.
It's not surprising, but
it's
interesting.
Not surprising because of how much of an early presence he kind of put on the Smash Ultimate scene. because like a lot of people appreciate those videos. Like,
Dude, he has great tutorials, man. Like he has like basically the how to play like whatever character, and then he mentioned this earlier, and I just think it's funny how he like released all the videos day one. I never even thought about it.
yeah, he
It's like, hey,
he had him lined up.
I guess he was really busy at midnight release day. No, it's interesting though. So like Izal doesn't really compete too much, does he? Like
he does in his local scene. Anytime he can compete, he does.
Okay. Because like I know like you don't necessarily hear his name a lot necessarily via tournament, but like yeah, you've almost definitely, if you've been a fan of Smash Ultimate or any of the earlier Smashes for, like you've probably watched an Izod like tutorial or two. Almost guaranteed if you've done any research. You can't miss them really.
Wait, hold on. Is Hungry?
The one that-
He's able to if he wants to join.
Hungry,
the one
join the call.
Yeah, I'll send him a link. But yeah, he's good
The
to go.
one that actually surprises me the most is Pandarian.
Yeah, that's
Like,
interesting.
I
Hello.
Yo,
Hey!
Okay, I was like, how come they're not bringing me in?
it's because you're
I don't
like it, that's
you're
why.
banned.
Oh
I'm-
no.
Nah, what's up, man? But
for
alright.
Pandarian.
yeah, for Pandarian, I'm not surprised that he's on it. I'm just surprised that he's this high.
Yeah, that's
Especially
interesting.
like above like ESAM and even like Hungrybox, which is so I love that Hungrybox is 7th because despite how much people like love to hate him, and as much as he's like sort of like that personality of Melee that people kind of like, you know, it's like I don't know, it's really weird. I don't know what to compare it to. He's like the Melee Black Cat or something.
He's like Tom Brady.
Yeah, like has his wins, but people just don't like how he does it. And it's funny that you make that reference, considering like how full of like air Jigglypuff is, and how Tom Brady deflates footballs. But
Got him.
got ladies and gentlemen,
Yeah.
we got him.
We got him.
play Alexa, play the X Files. Yeah, I don't know. It's interesting because like Summit always raises like an interesting can of worms because like the big thing going into this is that I think there was 6 invited players it was Zero, Nairo, and Leo, and then it was Leffen,
Armada.
and who was the 6th person that got invited? Was there 6 or 5?
Mewtwo
It's
King.
6.
Mewtwo King, there we
Mewtwo King.
Yeah, and then it was like the top 4 placers at Genesis. Was it? Yeah, was it 4? Yeah,
Top 4, and then Zachary and Light fought for 5th, and Zachary won.
yeah, which means that Light got the honorary Bobby Scar award at Genesis this past year.
Which unfortunately could not be streamed. Like I don't know why I couldn't stream that match, but whatever.
Yeah, can we also quick note about that? Light actually went 1-6 against Zachary that whole
Which
week.
is insane.
Wow.
Like
He took
that's
one. He took
crazy.
That is
Yeah.
actually very crazy. Light is like insanely good.
Yeah, like nobody beats Bud like that.
Yeah, like Light. If anything, Light chumps on people. Just thinking about him going 1-6 against someone is
Yeah,
like
I
crazy.
feel like even Leo wouldn't be able to have that kind
Yeah,
Whew.
I mean, yeah, it was game 5 at Genesis.
yeah, man.
Fucking
Shout
good.
out. Yeah, shout outs to the Buzz for robbing us of Zachary versus Leo at Genesis. I am
Hey,
still very upset.
I stand the Buzz.
I do too, but
great.
like, man, I just wanted to see Zachary's feet not touch the ground just a little bit longer.
of. Well, he's coming to Summit, so
Yeah,
So yeah, the confirmed players already. 10 of them, by the way. Right, yeah. So like Zero, Mewtwo King, Zachary, Samsora, DeBuzz, Leo. Like these guys are. I guess these are really the biggest names I would say for Smash at the moment. I mean, it's-
outside of Tweek, yeah.
outside of Tweek, which is a whole we could talk about that right now, right? Like Tweek basically not necessarily wanting to campaign himself, but everyone else wanting to campaign him because he's just like deserving of it.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's
See, that's where,
kinda
like,
funny.
Yeah, well, because like that's what I was getting at is that half of Summit itself is just like the actual tournament, which at the end of the weekend usually ends up being pretty good. Like I don't usually watch a lot of the fluff leading up to Summit. It's just like empty calories at this point because there's been like 7 or 8 of them for Melee. But like the final tournament itself is usually very interesting. It's just kind of everything else where it's just like depending on who gets voted in, it's like it could be hit or like.
Oh yeah, I get
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, because like the thing about Melee, and I think Hugs actually brought up a tweet about this earlier, but like he went to an event where he went to an Ultimate event over the weekend, and like he brought up how the big difference between the Melee community and the Ultimate community is just kind of like the sense of camaraderie, because like obviously like Melee players like to go out and drink afterwards, I guess. So like the bars, like every bar I went to at Genesis was like filled with Melee players. I recognize at least like 2 or 3 people every place I went to. And he said that like the big difference is that like the bars were empty like at Ultimate events. So I feel like there's like, I don't want to say like Melee players have more personality, but like
I think
they're also older.
Yes.
Well, yeah,
Yes.
yeah, that's that I was getting at too. Like that's like the elephant in the room that I'm sure everyone realizes.
I don't even want to know the number of how many people in Smash Ultimate are, or the percentage of how many of them are under the age of 17, because it's probably going to be a lot higher than
There's a lot, dude. Think about like we have in New Jersey, even some of
in
like
New Jersey, all of our top players.
they're literally all
17 or younger.
cannot drive themselves to tournaments yet. Like
Except Justin. Just recently too. I think it was like 2 months.
wait, he has a license now, or is he like
Yeah.
permit driving himself?
Pretty sure it's a permit.
No, I thought it was restricted license. He's driving himself.
Oh well, shout outs to the license. Nice.
I think it's funny you bring that up, because sitting at 12th place here on the nomination list is a Prodigy, who I believe just turned 14.
Yeah, he just turned 14.
Jesus Christ. Does it make you feel old yet, guys?
Off the list
Yes.
of which Genesis, he'd be like everybody. It's crazy. It's in his nomination thing.
I believe, what did he say? I think he beat like Abadongo and Rain. Like he beat a bunch of fucking. He basically just bodied Japan.
Dark Wizzy.
Yeah, which is huge. That was nuts, man. But I don't know. It's gonna be interesting, and I think like Tweek's a player that deserves to be there. But he even said himself, he's like, yeah, and I quote, "I'm not gonna be the puppet for the community."
Dude,
that's amazing.
Like it's actually, I really feel that. Like I feel that a lot.
I think that is him campaigning in his own way. To be honest,
you're actually
he normally wouldn't have even said anything. Like he would have just let it happen.
He's like guys, isn't it obvious? Basically,
that's his campaigning. He's like, bro, I'm not doing this. Like you guys, I will sit here and do my own shit, and you guys are gonna vote for me. That's his campaigning, because it's like he doesn't. Yeah, he's being truthful with what he says, but he's also campaigning in his own way.
No, that's very true, and his results do actually. He's one of the few where they really do speak for, like, the results speak for him. Like he's won like 2 of the first major Smash tournaments, or Ultimate tournaments rather. Like he's just obviously good, and he's been like doing it with a bunch of different characters.
Yeah, and I also believe that I might be making an assumption here, but he started streaming more after the Summit was announced.
No, I think that's accurate.
Yeah, because he wanted to. This is just him being himself. Like he's just like, okay, well, I'm not going to advertise myself for the Summit specifically, but I will show my face more. So yeah, it's just he's doing it in his own way. But he also got sponsored recently, so that could be another reason why he's streaming.
Oh, dude, I'm sure TSM is like, yo. I know you don't care. They're like, yo, I'm sure you don't care if you go to Summit, but you better fucking go to Summit.
Yo, man. Tweek, listen, and like, as somebody that knows Tweek, he's actually very funny. Like, a lot of these, that's the thing. Like, a lot of the big thing about Summit is just like, who's going to make like the best skits, or like, who's going to make everyone mad when they play Mafia. But like, a lot of these guys are like legitimately really funny. It's just like not all of that gets like showcased well, because that leads back into content, not necessarily like marketing the players properly.
Dude, I'm so glad you tied that back into the main topic. Makes me happy.
Like one thing that like someone like Justin, like he would be a perfect person to just like grab and sort of like expose his personality to the rest of the world. Because I guarantee you, he's gonna go to Frostbite, he's gonna do amazing, and people are gonna be like, "Who?" Like,
dude, 100%.
Like that's gonna happen. That's gonna happen. And it's like, but this, like, Justin of all people has a really like not exploitable personality, but you can get so much out of this. Like,
oh yeah,
there's so much story here. Like,
yeah, dude, and that's sort of we opened up with that, right? So it's like if he were in, like, let's just say Justin lived in like MDVA or like anywhere in SoCal, people would know him really well, right?
Yeah.
So, But like instead, he's stuck in little New Jersey with their smaller streams
Yeah.
that are unrecognizable.
It is what it is. It's like,
No, it is.
And this is one way that like you can sort of make your mark is, hey, look at this guy, look at what he did. Like you can it just takes one video to explode. And after that, if you stick with what works, then it's like, okay, well, this is my mark. Like this is what I'm going to do to make my mark on the community. Because if you're competing with other like giant like it's like if you're it's like almost like bringing a knife to a gunfight when you like compare it to like other streamers like 2GG and VGBC and even like your unrivaled tournaments, for example. Like regardless of who you are, like if you're not like one of those bigger streams, when someone searches character versus character, like say Mario versus Luigi, they're never gonna get like James versus crowding movie. In Smash 4, they're always gonna get like they'll probably get like a video of like Boss versus some random Mario from like 2015 because that's just how it works. That's how the algorithm.
That's search algorithms. That's for sure.
So that's what I'm saying. It's like instead of competing there, it's like, and I use the word competing, but I more so mean like instead of competing, maybe think of it more like, okay, well, this is done. I need to do something different.
Yeah, I think that's very true. That's definitely the realization I've hit. It's just it is interesting to see because this is like pretty common. So there's more small streamers than there are like big streamers, obviously. So it just makes me wonder like it makes me wonder basically how everything kind of integrates together over time. Because theoretically, this could be happening already. Like there could already be hype built around different regions and sort of like funneling people to like catch regional content. But like it's not necessarily like outside of just having like a, you know, we're talking about storylines. Like there's also more to it. Because like if people don't like your players, like on the topic of Justin, like I love Justin and everyone around here loves Justin. But if you don't know him and you're and you get caught in one of his shit posts, like you're not gonna like Justin. Like
I mean, you can say the same thing about Leffen.
Absolutely, dude. But like Leffen's already like he's already been there. I
feel like Leffen built his personality doing exactly what he's doing right now. Like I don't remember a time where he ever wasn't. Where he was ever any better than what he is now.
Just be yourself. I think that's the best thing. Personally.
So like if you stick with it, I think you can take it and run with it anyway. Like it doesn't matter how like much of a shitposter you are. If you stick with it, if that's your thing, then like you'll make enemies, of course, but you'll also get a lot of fans in the process too.
Yeah, there's so many different ways you can go, and I just like that's one of those things though, right? So it's like one of those things where like Leffen is probably, after all the impact he had on all the Genesis seeding, like I'll never question Leffen ever again. Like his word goes, man, and it's interesting because he is sort of like that squeaky wheel that will say anything, and I think that's a good thing. I also think it's really contradicting of like how the whole concept of esports and being appropriate XYZ is pushed down the community, but how like unnatural it is because you have the biggest voice that is literally the opposite of that. but like if you do everything the right way and try to be esports, like you're gonna have a bad time. There's no winning in that, in my opinion.
Yeah, but like if there's one thing that I've learned is that obviously it's harder to get like noticed in a smaller region, but the best remedy for something like that is winning, because I think back to when like nobody really knew who the fuck James was, and then like James started like going to bigger events and like performing well, and then thus led to like, you know, the glow up, as the kids say nowadays. So, and it's like Chris said, like I think if it's about getting these guys in a place where they can like perform well, because we know they can do well. And shout out to Big Tasty 9 for the
thanks for the bits, Big
by the
Tasty.
way. Woo!
Dude, yeah, that's awesome, man. Big Tasty comes with the DNA.
Yeah, that's awesome. Thank you. But yeah, so like I think that the biggest remedy for that is just like being able to get our players out there and having them perform well and all that fun stuff. So,
and which is definitely already happening. I think a big part of like this is like the most tame rant ever. Like I wasn't necessarily coming in here with the intention to rant, and I don't even think I did. But
years of research, Chris.
years of research. We didn't even talk about that, but it's probably best left unspoken. But like yeah, dude. Like I think maybe some of this is being a little impatient. Like seeing the players develop over the years in New Jersey, in particular, has been nice because there's been very distinct development for sure. It's why Central Jersey is as strong as it is because it's like it's been developed, right? So that just has to basically expand, and it is. But in the meanwhile, there definitely needs to be a little more peppered in there. But speaking of a little more. There's a Nintendo Direct tomorrow that we just found out about today.
Yes, there is.
Hey, I know, Zone. You're particularly excited because you think that we're probably gonna see some Joker. So you think we're gonna see Joker gameplay tomorrow?
I know we're gonna see Joker gameplay.
Oh, okay.
Does your dad work at Nintendo too?
No, we were supposed to get Joker gameplay when Piranha Plant was. So we're already 2 weeks behind.
But like, so I don't know because the only thing
Why?
I'm just saying it's not like Nintendo's.
Why are you killing my hope?
I'm keeping you grounded, man. So like basically I just think that there's a possibility, and I'm probably wrong. I'm just playing devil's advocate for a minute, that perhaps Nintendo's going to do one of those things where it's like, hey, we have other games too, you know, and then they just basically do a direct about that, and then maybe we'll see like something at the end, like really quick.
I don't know, man. I've been holding out a Tin Cup for Bayo 3 footage for like fucking years at this point, and like I'm still thirsty.
Dude, they already talked about Fire Emblem, the Three Houses, as they've already said they're going to be basically spending time on that, and then we haven't seen anything about Metroid Prime yet, when we know that's coming.
They're not going to.
Wait, yeah, I was about to say.
It's like way too early now. Like now it's too early because they're redoing it.
We're not. Yeah.
Wait. I missed this. So tell me about it.
Oh. Sit down, Chris. Have a drink.
Oh no.
Okay, go ahead.
Oh no.
So they basically said, what we have is shit. So we're gonna throw all that out. That's just going out the door. And we're bringing back Retro Studios, and they're gonna do it. Whatever they're doing, that's not happening anymore. Or it's gonna happen later.
Well,
they're making Metroid Prime 4. We fucked this up.
I definitely got to add cameras to this. I'm sitting here with my head in my hands, but like, I guess that's good. I mean, Retro Studios is great, but
I mean, have they messed up even like one time?
Retro Studios, no, they're perfect in every way.
What was the other? Didn't they do another Metroid game? Did they do the trilogy or something like that?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it was. I don't know. I'm not a Metroid guy. I don't know this shit.
It's interesting, you know. As I think about it, it's interesting that they were going to go into that without Retro Studios because the other Prime games are really good and successful.
I just assumed that they were making it. I just didn't even think about it.
That's why this is actually news to me, and I'm sad. All right, so redacted, I guess.
Literally redacted.
What I want to know is, I want to know how bad what the other studio was making was to where they had to be like, they had to hit the shit button and like, in case of emergency, bring in Retro Studios.
Honestly, if this was like a Wii U title, they would have just been like, put it out there, bro.
Put it out,
dude. Yeah. AKA, what was the crappy Wii version of Metroid? The one that wasn't.
Other M.
Thank you. I couldn't remember the name. Yeah.
What happens when Retro doesn't do it?
Yeah, we get stuck with this.
Yeah. So, quick news flash: Mango just overtook Gluttony, and now Mango is first for the summit.
I would be really surprised if he doesn't make it in. Like
numero uno, C9 Mango.
That's not surprising though, dude. Mango's like the favorite. He's speaking of like adult fan base. He probably has like the entire Smash adult fan base.
He probably has all the kids too. Like,
yeah, you're right. Good, great.
Be like Mango.
Great for all ages.
Who does he play in this game again?
Wario.
Nice.
It's fitting. It's good.
I think so.
You got to wear your character well. But
It's
so
weird that like he's like, oh, spaceys, and it's like floaty as hell Mario.
Fat man that eats garlic and likes money.
he's got a successful gaming company though.
That's true.
But right, so do you think does anyone got their radars out for like a Minecraft Steve tomorrow?
I don't think so.
All right, so like
I don't think it's gonna happen ever, Minecraft Steve. But
No.
I enjoy the meme.
here's my stance. I think we're gonna. I definitely think we're getting footage of Joker tomorrow because like they have. And I'm pretty sure Nintendo's saving whatever their big whatever the next bullet in the chamber is for E3. So like we need to get something to like hold us over until June, which I think is what's gonna happen in this direct. So like I think we're gonna see what Joker looks like. We might get a release date, but I don't think they're gonna like show Joker and also not what the next DLC character is. But I've been wrong in the past, so I don't know.
They might start off with Joker, like that's the first thing to do. Joker gameplay, right?
Yeah.
You're gonna forget about it, like quote unquote forget about it for the rest of the stream, and at the end of it, bam! Erdrick.
What did you say? Who?
Erdrick?
Oh, the Dragon Quest character?
Yeah.
So here's I'm really hoping for this, and like I don't know, maybe this is a dreamland, but I want this to be like the you heard it here first, like Master Chief. I'm definitely on, dude. I'm on that bandwagon. I'm sorry to say I'm on that bandwagon.
I'm down.
But what if? But it has to come with like a Halo port.
A Halo port?
A Halo port isn't
Dude.
even that like
No,
off the chart.
it's not at all because Nintendo trying to do something. I'm sorry, Microsoft and Nintendo trying to work together, right? Halo's their biggest franchise. That's the only thing that's like an Xbox exclusive. Everything else is like PC, Xbox, or PS4. And like people love the Switch and have the Switch. Like
To be fair, Chris,
It's
you
free.
did indirectly predict Piranha Plant being added to Smash a couple of podcasts ago.
yeah, that was the week before.
So what
but
that means is we're getting Doom Guy because he was technically wrong, right?
Yes.
dude,
Yeah, Chris is like, we're gonna get the Nintendo Direct, and Chris is like the Nintendo like misdirect. Like he's in the ballpark, but it's just slightly off.
somewhere like Reggie's just like somehow listening to this, rubbing his hands together, be like, he's never gonna get it. He's never gonna understand.
Yeah, I had this theory. I'm like, yo, worst case scenario, it's like we don't get Master Chief, we don't get Doom Guy, we get Duke Nukem.
Holy
Oh my
shit,
God.
dude.
Yeah, that's how you know. He's know what Duke Nukem is, dude.
Dude, Duke Nukem's a legend though.
Yeah.
Wait, I might know the face.
I'll show you the face. You definitely know Duke Nukem. You've seen him in like IGN circa 1995 a million times. Good old Duke Nukem, dude. I would be. Well, first of all, we'll never get Doom Guy because the Doom port has already come out on Switch. They're not going to go retroactive. You know what I mean? I feel the same way about Minecraft,
Doom's
Steve.
coming out though.
That's
Doom
true.
Eternal is also coming for Switch.
Well, then the hell, man. Maybe we'll get Doom Guy.
It's fully possible.
I mean, I think all hopes of Fortnite Guy are out, but maybe we'll get a character from Apex Legends. Who knows?
Yeah. I don't know.
Nintendo didn't even know about that game.
Yeah, they're like, what the hell is Apex Legends? And it's all the rage, dude. It's a highly viewed video game now. Most highly viewed.
So I'm trying to like go through. I'm trying to like go through my brain of like other things Nintendo could show, because like the only other things that are coming to mind is like maybe like a title for Animal Crossing, probably maybe Bayo 3, maybe something on like the Yoshi's Crafted bullshit or whatever. Like-
News flash. Retro Studios also making Bayo 3.
Oh shit! Then this game's never. Then both these games are never gonna come out.
Quite
Yes,
honestly, I just want Wonderful 101 again, and I'll take any character or collection of characters if you're familiar with that game as a character. And I have this awful like hope that's never going to be fulfilled that we'll get like another Advance Wars and there'll be a character from that. I don't know why I do this to myself, but like it'd be so nice.
Well, what was the last Advance Wars, like on the DS or something?
But dude, the last one was they made like that ultra serious one. What was it
That was
called?
on DS.
Yeah, it was the DS. It came out after Dual Strike, which was like the best one. But I don't know. Probably no
Well,
use in
like,
talking about this. Old
My
news.
thing is like because the last direct was literally just like it was RPG ports and Isabel. So like I feel like if people don't get something like to chew on to like hold them over till E3, like people are gonna fucking riot, man.
Well,
So,
hey
like,
man, you get Fire Emblem Three Houses. That's it.
I'm just gonna say
It's gonna be
that
20
this-
minutes on Fire Emblem Three Houses,
yeah,
and then 10 minutes of anything else.
It's only because Isabel was not hype.
we said the same thing, and Kyle was trying to tell us that we were wrong.
Hey man, I love Shih Tzus.
Dude, you don't even play her in the game anymore.
The thing is,
Yeah?
I mean
Have you
that's
seen that?
true.
Have you seen that jab?
No, I don't.
Dude.
It's pretty forgettable, actually.
Yeah, redacted.
Dude, I think I don't even know who's in Fire Emblem Three Houses, but I could almost guarantee we'll get a character from it. It just this has happened before. Like this has literally happened before.
I need to get character.
Reggie promised us surprising reveal.
Dude,
Why
maybe
would they give us Fire Emblem?
Because at this point, you're not expecting it.
yeah,
Yes,
exactly.
we are.
They're like, oh, you're like, oh, 7 characters in Fire Emblem? No, we're not getting another one. They're like, surprise.
No.
Wait, I got it.
Dude, how am I supposed to get carried if they don't release a new Fire Emblem character?
Oh my god.
Wait, I got it.
I'll
I got
turn
it,
the
guys.
direct off.
This is gonna happen. It's gonna open up with the Smash logo, and you're gonna hear "You didn't see it coming," and then it's gonna be 3 Fire Emblem characters.
Oh my god. No.
Like, we all know you really like Fire Emblem. So, we've given you 3 more characters. Yo,
Dude, if
3 new characters and an echo of Fire Emblem.
dude, if they went from fucking Joker to like Fire Emblem character, like they'll set trash cans on fire outside of Nintendo. Like, jeez.
But like, okay, but like, what else is so? Obviously, Joker, like, is seemingly the most hype character you could really think of, right? I mean, because that was,
Joker is first.
dude,
There's
like,
no way. You do not start a relay with your best runner.
well, I
Yeah.
agree, but like, what else is there, right? So, I mean, the
Cloud 2.
Cloud,
Sephiroth.
dude, maybe we'll get Squall from
Well, what
8.
did they just put in Smash 4 Cloud?
Oh my
I wouldn't
God.
care.
Yo, that's why Final Fantasy 8 hasn't been announced on the Switch yet, and all the others haven't, because they're gonna release Squall and Final Fantasy 8.
They're gonna put in Gunblade. Just Gunblade.
Yes, exactly. That's exactly what I'm getting at. Damn, dude. I can't believe we already figured this out.
I can't believe we work for Nintendo.
I trust in Nintendo, because the thing is, the difference between Smash 4 DLC and Ultimate DLC is that Sakurai and Co are not choosing the DLC this time around.
Yeah, Nintendo is.
Nintendo is choosing, so they're not gonna be like, let's throw in more Fire Emblem characters. They have bigger pull than that.
Oh, wait, hold on. Interjection here. Corrin was not decided by Sakurai. He was pressured into it by Nintendo.
He's
Wow.
he's like, all right, fine, geez, I'll put him in.
Oh
He
no.
was told to put in a character from an upcoming 3DS game.
Well, that's
Oh, okay. Well, then they didn't necessarily say Fire Emblem.
I know, but that was actually like the only choice that would have made any sense. Like it was just like
oh god.
What else came out around that time on the 3DS?
I don't remember.
fucking nothing, dude.
Yeah, I don't remember. Probably
Would've
like the Paper Mario and Luigi game.
Jesus, man. I just picture Sakurai being held at like gunpoint in an elevator and someone walking up to him and being like, "It needs to be Fire Emblem."
There's source. I think source.
I think-
made a video on it about like why Corrin was destined to be in Smash or some shit. Like they explained the exact reasoning.
Do we get
It's a video.
do we get another Pokemon?
No,
All right.
that's it for Pokemon.
We're
All
lucky to
right,
have
cool,
Incineroar, to be honest. And honestly, we're not lucky. Fuck that character.
Yeah, you're kind of right.
I wish we got Decidueye, but it's whatever.
I gotta say, I'm actually at a loss. I don't really have a lot of predictions outside of like wild ones. Like, I would think that we'll probably see some more third party stuff just because.
I think that at most it's only going to be one first party character in the total of the 5, including Joker. I think at most it'll be one first party. Like I think at most we're getting one. There's
And out of
in my head,
at minimum one or just
at most there will be one first party character, and there will be at least 4 third party characters in the because Joker's one. So
Yeah.
out of the 4 we have left, I think at most 1 is first party, and then the
So
other
that's-
3 are all
so
third
it's
party.
3, yeah.
That's what I think. Like, I don't know, because I'm just sitting here thinking, like, how is Joker first?
Well,
come on.
and
Yeah.
I'm also thinking about they just announced Dr. Mario World for your cell phone. Maybe we'll get Dr.
Oh.
Luigi. I don't know.
Oh my god.
I love throwing these suggestions out. It's so
Just put
funny.
in Gordon Freeman, call it a day. Announce Half-Life 3 at the same time.
Oh shit. That
Oh,
would
yeah.
that would actually be pretty hype.
I would actually just kill myself. I just like I couldn't handle like that level of
Dude,
hype.
I feel like something would explode out of just the energy that would go behind.
I'm not meant to experience that game, so it's just not gonna happen. Like, if it does happen, some horrible tragedies would happen.
That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking like legends in gaming, and that's why Master Chief comes up. Gordon Freeman.
Spyro.
Dude, Spyro's possible. So is Banjo. Actually, I don't think Spyro's that possible, but I do think Banjo is possible.
Nah. If it would be someone, it'd be Crash. Like
Yeah.
No.
They already released that Crash, unless they're gonna come up with like a new Crash game. But
Yeah,
like the
thing-
port of
Crash
Crash is
Racing.
out.
They already
Crashing
released
Racing.
the Crash trilogy on
Crashing
Switch.
Racing.
They didn't do it for Spyro yet, though.
Crashing
So there's still
Racing.
something. There's
Dude,
still something to announce. for
Crashing
Spyro.
Racing.
Dude, there's
What if
not.
you saying it?
There's not even there's not even like an F-Zero. It's just like we'll get a mode of like Mario Kart 8 DX that has like a Crash racing feel to it before we actually get a game.
Yo,
Crashing Racing?
wouldn't that be some shit if like they just like announced a new F-Zero game tomorrow?
I would be
No.
pretty,
I would be a
No
little
one would
blown
care.
away.
like,
No,
who cares,
What are you
honestly.
blown away? He was name the last F-Zero game you played.
Dude,
Dude,
Gump would
Real talk?
Gump would be blown away.
real talk, those games are ass. Just gonna say it. You can add me on Twitter. I will not read it.
Yeah, kind of a strong agree on that. So, yeah, I don't know. That's all I got for. I kind of think that it's all going to be third party characters, and most of them will come with the game release. I sort of just think that's a smart thing to do.
I like that line of thought, because
They've done it and it's worked.
yeah, I definitely
Wait,
enjoy
Persona
that.
5 has not been announced for the Switch, has it?
No,
No.
but there is a pending Persona 5 announcement by Atlas that most people just say it's just Persona 5 like fighting game, but could be multiple things, to be honest.
And there was
It's
a
Persona 5 dancing.
I think they already made that.
yeah.
Oh, really?
They already made the dancing game for Persona 5.
There's that's a real game actually. I just don't know what system it's on. Probably like PSP or PS Vita or
No,
something.
yeah, I know
obscure.
there's Persona
It's
4
console, I
dancing.
think.
I wasn't just saying it. I just like,
Oh, all right.
They
all right,
definitely
all
made
right. Because I don't know. There has been Persona games on Nintendo platforms before, though. Like there was Persona Q on the 3DS. That game was actually really good. It was just like a dungeon crawler, but it had all the characters.
yeah, it was like the greatest fan fiction of all time.
It was a good game.
Yeah, it's the greatest fan fiction of all time. I wasn't being facetious.
All right. Just make
Kind of
it-
like that other. What was that Final Fantasy game they put on the Switch that was literally just the same concept? Or not the Switch, the 3DS.
Oh,
World of Final Fantasy or something like that. No, that's not that. It was something else.
yeah, that's a
Pokemon
different one.
game.
World of Final Fantasy is basically a Pokemon game, but it's what. And then there was like that weird like Final Fantasy X port that they made. That's like also on your cell phone, but it's like Final Fantasy X, but like gutted of like all the graphics and like beauty stuff, and it just looks like.
Oh, you're talking about 15. Pocket
Oh,
Edition.
15. I don't know. I was thinking 10.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's strange to me, but I think I'll play it one day instead of the actual game for some reason.
I probably will just never play
I
that
don't know why.
You have to let me to play that.
Yeah,
Guys, I got it.
There's an entry barrier to playing 15. It's like, oh, commitment.
I'm not ready.
Bajillion hours. And if it's not good, I wasted all that time.
Yeah, like that definitely flew when I was a young teen, but just not anymore. I can't be spending 20 hours just to be disappointed at like the 33% mark of the game.
I can't spend 3 hours, bro.
They announced like release dates for when all like the Final Fantasy ports are coming out, right?
I
I think they said 2019.
Yeah, I think they left it like obscure. That's what I'm saying, dude. I would not be surprised to see another Final Fantasy character at all.
It's
Yeah,
gonna be.
yeah.
It'll be Sora. It'll be Sora.
No.
Mm,
I just feel like it won't be Sora. I think we're more likely to get a Final Fantasy character than Sora.
Like Titus or Squall or like I don't know.
Like, I
Someone.
just-
can I
I
talk
feel
about
like- I
spoilers
just-
real quick? Does anybody care about Kingdom Hearts 3 real quick?
You could.
It's not like too bad, I swear.
Go ahead.
All right, so
Spoiler,
there's no,
spoiler warning.
Wait. Yeah, I was about to
Yes.
say you have to let the stream know.
If you don't
Yeah.
want to be, if the 6 people watching don't want to be spoiled about Kingdom Hearts 3, mute us right now,
for like
And
5 seconds. It's
or
not
like,
too bad.
or like skip to like this part in the VOD.
Yeah,
We're not gonna-
put a clip thing. What do you call them? Annotation.
Oh, yeah,
I don't
yeah,
know if it's on YouTube anymore.
Yeah.
So there are no Final Fantasy characters in Kingdom Hearts 3.
What? What?
Okay. I don't get
So,
it.
like-
And that's what makes Sora even less likely in my mind.
That's what I'm trying to say. That's what I'm trying to say. Like,
Disney,
Yeah.
not Square.
My man's out.
At this point, it's like you're Disney. Get out. Like,
yeah, like it's not happening, man. Like, I'm so sorry. I don't know if you knew that, Zone. I'm just like, but
oh, I didn't know that, but that's unfortunate.
it's like not even surprising to me. I'm just like, yep.
Which is kind of a shame because one of the most hyped parts of like Kingdom Hearts was like the first time you see Cloud. You're just like, oh damn, he looks so cool in a Disney game.
Or like the fucking Sephiroth boss battle in like Kingdom Hearts 2.
Which is like the hardest boss in both games, but now he's just not there.
Yeah, because they're putting him in Smash. They like
Oh,
physically,
word?
he physically walked out of the game into Smash. It's like Wreck-It Ralph. He can't
Yo,
go back.
I heard a spoiler that Sephiroth was the last boss of like Cloud's classic mode, and I was so hyped, and then it just master hand.
No, I'm tight.
they,
Yeah,
they
somebody get fucking marks. Like, okay, whatever.
dude, they introduced all those bosses so that like 10 characters could have a different classic mode battle. It's like why didn't whatever. But I'm not. That doesn't
Okay.
need any more talking about.
And end of spoilers. End of spoilers.
You may turn your volume back up.
Yeah. You
I
should
can't
post it in
believe
the
they.
chat. You should
I
post
can't
it in the
believe
chat
they.
just in case.
I can't believe they die. That's crazy. Yeah, so I don't know.
Some
I'm
type
trying
in the
to.
chat, like just in case something actually muted the stream.
Yeah, so in my final prediction on this, because like with the direct at what, like 5 o'clock tomorrow, 5:30.
Yes.
It's
it's
Something
at
like that.
5. I saw.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna park in a Taco Bell parking lot and cry when they announce a character I don't want. But I don't know. It's my thing is like whoever like the E3 characters and whoever character number 5 is gonna be like the big ones in my opinion. Because like I'm thinking back to like when Smash 4 was like in the coming out phases, and like the E3 characters were Palutena and Pac-Man. And like Palutena is like whatever, but like Pac-Man at the time was like a big fucking deal.
Puta.
Yeah, we because
Go ahead.
yes, and like the last character announced was like obviously Bayonetta, but like and that stuff. So I don't know, it's gonna be interesting. So I just think whoever like whatever gets announced tomorrow, if it is Smash related, it'll probably be like enough to hold you over. Maybe they'll allude to like another like Smash specific direct, because I've been saying it for weeks that at the rate that they want to like announce characters, like put them in the game, they're gonna have to start like talking about them like sooner rather than later. So I don't
I
know.
don't know if it has to hold us till E3 though, because Nintendo has never really cared about E3 schedule when they're announcing stuff. Like
I
I
gotta.
remember there was a year they announced something a week before E3, and it's like, well, then what are you going to show at E3?
Guys,
true.
I have a great way to end this prediction section. It's really good. So I know Jump Force is coming out for the Switch.
That's like sus as fuck. Oh my god.
So all right, so Jump Force is coming out for the Switch, and it's coming out.
Light Yagami.
It's coming out pretty soon. And you
I
guys know
believe-
who's-
I believe Sakurai said no anime.
It's literally
He-
no manga characters.
Well,
Word for word.
Well, go ahead, Chris.
all I was gonna say is like
Finish your
Goku is in Jump Force, and
God.
it's been a long time coming, and Nintendo's picking.
Yo,
Goku is actually probably more likely than Sora. I'm gonna be honest.
I agree.
I'm gonna be honest. Goku is more
Have
likely
you
than
guys
Sora.
seen like the videos for Jump Force? Like,
Oh, it looks awful.
Yeah, I have it. It looks terrible.
it's actually the best game ever, dude.
It looks like a Wii U game.
It
It looks
actually,
like worse. It looks worse than Source Filmmaker. Like, it's bad.
Did you see the clip of like Sanji just like?
Yeah, I saw it. Oh, he's like teleporting forward to
No,
watch.
that's why it's Frieza just like floating up.
dude, what was that clip of Vegeta in that cube? Was that from Jump Force? Did you guys see that? It was just like it was like
I haven't seen too
I
many clips from it,
gotta
but
see if I could find it, but it's basically
it does not
just
look
like
pretty.
a cube, like kind of like obviously cubes can't roll because it's a cube, but like it's like doing its thing where it's flipping over on its side. And Vegeta's standing against like these bad guys, and then for some reason it like rolls behind Vegeta, and then all of a sudden Vegeta's a bad guy. It like rolls up his leg.
What the fuck?
I don't know. I don't know. I'm gonna try and find it.
Yo, man,
I just wanted to, since Kingdom Hearts 3 is really hot right now, I just wanted to ruin all of your hopes for you Kingdom Hearts fans for Sora and Smash. I don't know if you know this. It's I forget it from time to time. Disney owns all the characters in Kingdom Hearts, like all of them, except the ones that appear in Final Fantasy, which
Right.
makes what Julio said all the much more make.
Now I'm gonna spoil that again out. You can infer
I'm
that.
not gonna say it again, but Disney owns all of the all of the exclusive characters, and its own, obviously, are owned by Disney. So take that as you will. Have fun getting a character from Disney to appear in your video game.
And if they do, somebody sucks somebody's dick.
And if we do, and it's not Mickey Mouse, I'll be tight. Just saying.
I was about to say we're more likely to get Mickey.
Dude.
Mickey from Kingdom
Dude,
Hearts than
Mickey's
Sora at this point.
he's had a lot of like successful games on Nintendo consoles. Don't sleep on Mickey.
Now, can
Yeah,
we get a?
I'm just getting at that like Mickey is more likely than Sora at this point.
He
Like,
would-
I want
would
to
be
get a
sick.
character from Kingdom Hearts.
But you have to have the Fantasia outfit on. Just saying.
Yeah. No, we'll get like Epic Mickey.
Oh my god.
Yeah, honestly, it'd be cool. It'd just be disappointing. But it's not. That game was so hype, and it just sucked. It's so sad.
Yeah.
Yep. Never gonna. There's no fixing that. It's just forever gonna be a flop.
And there's two of them. The two flops. It's horrible.
Yep.
Yeah.
But
But all will be answered. All will be answered tomorrow at 5. So we shall see. I just hope it's not like. It's like I said earlier. I just hope it's like not what the last direct was, which was just like ports and like Isabelle. Like,
Well, they said upcoming Switch titles and Fire Emblem. So
woo, waifu
So-
fodder.
And Jump
Nice.
and Jump Force.
Ha ha ha.
Make it stop.
I can't believe how much they hyped that game and for it to look like that. Like,
Dude, it looks so bad. Oh, hold on,
I'm
sorry.
very upset.
Who made
Like-
that game?
Was
I
it?
think it was the same people that made Ninja Storm.
Is it It's not Namco, is it? Bandai Namco.
I think it was. It was the same people that made Ninja Storm.
Those
so
games,
Namco-
those games are like kind of good though.
Yeah,
There's
but
no
this one.
Gundams in that game?
Say that again.
Are there Gundams in that game?
What?
Gundams. Gundam Wing. I guess you never watched it. It's kind of old, to be honest.
I did. Oh, you're saying that they added Gundams to Jump Force?
I'm asking if they are. And
I
Yo,
don't think so.
I just missed this, dude. Maybe
I don't think so.
Pablo Sanchez for Ultimate. That's
Pablo
dude.
Sanchez.
Oh
Dude,
man,
that would actually be incredible. We're just gonna get a backyard baseball for it.
the
Manny
person.
G's gonna be the best player in the world.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, Matty G would be like the #1 player the next hour. Jeez, man.
But all right, I think we've pretty much exhausted the predictions, so we're not gonna know until we see tomorrow. And I think it's about that time too. So do we want to do the thing?
The shout outs.
The thing? Yeah, the thing.
Sure. So basically, this is something for since you guys haven't been around like the last couple weeks when we've been doing this. It's basically just we do a weekly shout out for like somebody who you think deserves to be acknowledged for like a good performance. It's a good noodle stars pretty much. So I'm gonna go first, so Chris doesn't steal my shit like he always does. I'm gonna give my shout out to Leon, who did really well over the weekend. He got third place at Legacy and beat a lot of good people to get there.
Yeah, dude, he's been doing really well, and I think what did he get at Platinum Star? I think he got third the week before, which is pretty good. That was a pretty stacked bracket. TBH.
He's been putting it together at the events that matter, and that's all we ask for. And also Mars, he got second place at a tournament over the weekend and took a set off Leo.
Dude, he won MSM last night too.
Yeah, that's my guy. Love. It's all because he started wearing pajama pants again. Like it's not a coincidence that started happening. So. That's
all right. Who's next? Who's got a man's they want to shout out?
I mean, I'm gonna shout out Justin. Like,
damn, that was a good choice.
Very smart.
Yeah, I mean, he's looking really hot going into Frostbite. Like I think his lowest placing been like second in the past like month.
Yep, I think so.
Yeah, that's not.
I want to say he didn't drop a game at PSS, but I could have that wrong. He didn't, right?
He didn't. No. He won every game.
Yeah, and PSS, like, again, like, that was, like, kind of, like, there was a lot of people there. Like,
there was a lot of people, and it was all New Jersey.
Yeah, it was 137 people. It was literally all New Jersey, and most of the people that we've seen on, like, PRs and stuff were there. And
yeah, he's been doing really well. Like, and another thing is that he enjoys, like, his character, which is really good. Like it's not something that you see very often, like him having like absolute faith in his character and enjoying the character.
Yeah, he's having fun. That's
almost always plays a character, hates it, and still anyway. But now we're in a good spot.
Yeah, man.
Shout outs for him and his mentality adjustment.
Yeah, dude.
Very good to see.
Who do you got, Hungry?
I stand Jude in this house. I'm gonna stand Jude some more. But I guess it's kind of obvious. So I'm going to stand Jack now because Jack's my boy.
Nice.
Yeah.
We'll also beat Jude this weekend. So
switch to a top tier and
look what happens.
Top player Jack the Falcon. Well,
yeah, Jack the Falcon.
Jack and the Giant Peach right now.
That's great.
That's perfect.
Oh, man, that's funny.
Dude, tell me you can't see Jack in like a Pixar movie. Like he literally looks like a Pixar character.
Like he looks
I love
like
Jack, man. He's so expressive, so it just works. Like
his eyebrows, he's carried, man. Not fair.
Yeah, he carried. I'm gonna, you know what? I'm gonna shout out Venya, dude. Venya, like it's almost old news now because he's been kind of dominant in New York and kind of playing well everywhere he goes. But speaking of consistent results, Venya's I think he's won several Xenos. I know he's going to other New York tournaments, winning those. I've seen him kind of pop up on and off Twitter. Dude's pretty good. He's pretty good with his Greninja, and beating a lot of the people you wouldn't expect him to beat. And the crazy part is like he's one of those guys who wears like the chip on his sleeve, where it's like people should know who I am and you should like Greninja, and I respect it, but like it's also just kind of funny to see too.
Yeah.
Like I don't know, dude. He's definitely putting in work. I've been seeing more people pick up Greninja, and to be honest, he's like probably one of the most like known Greninjas, despite not having necessarily a namesake yet.
I think he's probably like at this point he's the Greninja. Like
I hope so. Like,
and he has been for like a while, so I can't say I'm surprised.
Yeah, but I mean like for Ultimate Smash 4, like he's always been the Greninja, but like for Ultimate, especially with like House kind of growing in views and stuff. And actually. This is kind of like a smaller shout-out. Says like King Arc, Mega Man from New York. Did you guys see he won? He won a Xeno. Did he win 2, or he won 1 and I think got second maybe?
Maybe got second. I don't recall him winning 2 Xenos. I just recall him winning that.
But either way, that's pretty awesome. But
Biddy's asking if we're talking shit. We're talking shit about Biddy.
Oh hell yeah, dude! We're talking shit about you, Biddy.
All right, so. Is this the part where we like vocally plug our names? Because we do have that SoundCloud that you guys should be following if you want to keep up to date with us.
Yeah, we could do the old vocal plug-a-rooney.
All right. Follow me on Twitter at KoopaNJ. I'm going to Overclock this weekend with Our Hungry.
Hello. So,
So-
I haven't got an affiliate, so you can follow me on twitch.tv/rhungry. I'd also subscribe. I'm going to post that emote right now in the chat.
It's a great emote.
They don't really care about Twitter, but you can follow me there too, I guess.
You can follow me at Zoan1P. That's ZOAN. And watch me tweet about random stuff that usually doesn't matter.
Yes, and you could follow me at CSantoZX. I'm actually really on this mode where I'm like, I feel restricted a little bit by Smash, and I want to talk about other stuff, even if it's weird. So you're going to get a grab bag of the very minimal postings from me at this point. So enjoy that. But in the meantime, that's going to be it for today. We will be back next week, kind of back on schedule now. And that's about it. Thanks for watching. See you then.
See ya.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.